All right, well, we are going to segue into book club. I'm going to let some people in. I'm going to give it a few minutes though, just because I know we have some stragglers. Today, we are going to do something a little different, and we're going to do breakout sessions, which I think is a lot of fun. This will give everybody, or a little bit more people, the opportunity to talk and chat. And that way, it's not just one big, massive group. So let's give it another minute or so, and then I will start to put together some breakouts, which I think will be a lot of fun. Let's see here. Okay, so assign manually. Okay, so Missy, I'm going to have you do this. While I start kind of creating groups, can you kind of kick us off? And then once the groups are like in, I'll take it over.
Yeah, hey guys. All right. So we are going to be talking about 1.3 in the habits of health this evening, which is, are you really ready to change? And that is a fantastic question. I know that oftentimes when we come in, it's that question like, am I really ready for this? Am I really ready to take and embrace change? Because that's what we need to get out of our hamster wheel of sames. Right. We keep doing the same thing over and over again. And so now it's time to embrace the change. Let's go ahead and just start out for the beginning part here, the readiness factor, that first grid on page 76 and 77, where he breaks down the stages. What are some of your guys' takeaways right out of the gate?
I can start us off. I'm brave.
Do it, Michelle.
So what I'm struggling with is, yes, I am ready to change, but no, I was not ready to give up food.
Ooh.
I am stuck in this because I switched. I was on Weight Watchers, which was, smaller meals, better choices, But now I've gone all the way to the 5-in-1, which is all these granola bars and little tiny packets that you add water. And I feel like I have been forced to give up food. Like I've gone to the other end of the pendulum, but I want to lose weight, but I don't want to give up food. So I'm stuck.
So that's a great question. I think my coach, who to me is right there, Cindy.
Oh, wait, you're right. She's that way. It's all backwards.
She asked me when I first began and was really having some of those same struggles, this is a great opportunity to reflect about the relationship that we have built and have with food, right? Is it a healthy relationship and a partnership where I know that I'm eating things that are going to benefit me? Or is it something else? All right, so I'm going to go ahead and pass it back over to Cindy. I think we're ready to go into the breakout rooms.
Yeah, absolutely. One thing I wanted to kind of comment on, I don't know if some of you are huge readers, but some of us in this group are reading a book by John Maxwell, Developing the Leader Within. And he shares this story, how he's basically in front of a group and he asks the question, who wants change? And everybody's all excited, like, oh, we all want change. We've all been there, right? We want to see something different. And then the next question was, well, who's ready to change? And suddenly the crowd gets really quiet and they're not as excited anymore because I think we all want change. But as we reflect, we don't want to be the ones responsible for change sometimes. So, and I think this element was so relevant to that example because we all fall into that sometimes. So I'm going to break us out into groups. I've assigned them. Fingers crossed this works. So let me push the button. I'll give you guys like 15 minutes or so, and then we'll come back and we can kind of report back what each group shared. So let's open all rooms.
Oh, it's just us. But we're in the main session.
I teach from home now, so I'm very familiar with Zoom. So I'm like, oh, I know where that button.
Yep, you're like, I got the breakout session button right here. Yay, you did it. Hooray. Hi, Anna. Hi, Ashley.
Hi.
Oh,
that was so fun, you guys. How'd everyone's breakouts go?
That was fun.
Really good.
Yay. I love it. Awesome. Well, we have a few minutes. I want to hear what some of your highlights were in your group. So I don't know if someone particular in each group wants to share or if the host wants to share. Surprise me.
We have somebody to share. We have Crystal who was going to share for our group.
Awesome.
She had an amazing takeaway.
Thanks, Ashley. So we talked about, in our group, we talked about comparing ourselves to others and how that's such a struggle, how that holds us back and makes us want to do the things that we're not supposed to be doing, right? Like binging. So that was one thing that it seemed like everybody in the group was consistent with. The other thing, and for me, is what I shared was that I have such a struggle because I'm an addict in recovery. I've, alcohol and drugs, but it has switched from that addiction over to food, sugar in particular, but food in general. And I think if somebody doesn't, even if somebody doesn't have like the other addictions, I think food is definitely an addiction. And this is a big, big part of why a lot of us are struggling. Me specifically, I struggle. I go back and forth and I keep doing that relapse. I think I'm getting on Misty's nerves, but I keep coming back and it just seemed like that was something that the other ladies could definitely relate to.
I love that. Thank you so much for sharing. I think we could all relate to that. And honestly, Crystal, you're not alone when it comes to folks who kind of leave one addiction and pick up sugar. I think it's just natural, right? I mean, it's the socially acceptable thing that most of us go to, whether you're quitting smoking or alcohol or anything else. It's just normal. So I'm glad you're working through that with us.
Yeah, that's the thing Ashley talked about too, is that this is, it's so hard because food is everywhere. You have to eat. You go to social gatherings and you're eating. There's, it's so hard to just stay away from it completely. And so it really has to be a mindset that you put yourself into.
Completely agree. Misty, how about in your group?
I would really like the voice to actually share. Marilyn, can you please share I think that was a really big impact that we could all agree with. We had so many.
Yeah, we had a lot of good stuff. I was referencing the change model on page 76 and 77, and how when we get to stage 6, sometimes we say to ourselves, "Oh my God, I'm such a failure. I relapsed." Whereas to look at it as not a relapse because we are addicts, but rather to look at it as we just need to make a course correction and get back on the path and really refocus on our whys. And I loved the model that he gives us on 78 and 79. 79 shows the failure model. So it shows us if we're doing any one of these, we need to catch ourselves as soon as we can and say, whoa, stop. That's the old me. And I shared that today I fell face first into a sweet potato pie, ate the whole flippin' thing. And I'm not ashamed. Well, I'm ashamed, but you know what I mean? I ate it all in the car. Now that's really sick. And I said, girl, I don't know who that woman is that just did that, but I don't like her. And I just told her, you leave me. I said, I used to really love that person and I don't. I like her, but I don't love her. I love me first. And then I'm going to like me. And that sweet potato pie was not it. It was that old Marilyn loved it. The new Marilyn, no. So here we are. We are. Here's my sweet potato pie.
Marilyn, can I say I love that even more? Because some people would say, oh, I had the sweet potato pie. I'm not going to eat for the rest of the day. I love that you have a feeling and you're like, I'm just going to pick right back up where I left off.
Girl, if I don't, then that gives that other Marilyn the opportunity to come back and say, oh, hey, remember all the cool times we had? Yeah, I'm looking at it now, pushing 75 and saying, no, that's not where I live now. No.
I'm so proud of you. That is such an awesome takeaway. I love it. Anna, we spent some time in our group talking about that. And because you wrapped it up so eloquently in our breakout session, anything that you want to tack on to what Marilyn said, since that's where we were closing up to?
No, I'm just glad that you brought it up. And like you mentioned, Cindy, like what you did, Marilyn, is you made a course correction like that.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yeah.
And so what I had shared in our group is that so often we get to stage 6 and we relapse over and over and over and over. And we feel like we're failing and we try to convince ourselves to quit. But if we would look at this chart, we'd realize that that's succeeding.
Yeah. Part of the
Right? Like
process.
what you did today was succeed. You freaking nailed it, right? You ate the damn pie and then you came home and corrected by having a fueling and sharing it with your community that needs to hear it. So
Yeah.
we wouldn't have done that, right? Like had we not been changing, there would be no stage 6 and there would be no relapse because that's just what Marilyn did.
Yeah.
So I love that you brought it up. I love that you shared your face first fall into a pie. And I'm glad that you corrected. So
Thank
no, Cindy, I wouldn't tack anything else on. I think that's great. That's one of my favorite places to visit in the book. So
Yeah, I think we all need to like doggy ear those pages and
Big
come back
time.
quite often.
Yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so Misty, this is probably a silly question. I don't know. Were you able to put the wheel together, or should I take it? Oh, you were. Oh, you're freaking amazing. Okay, so last week I like ended the call and I was like, oh no, I didn't do the raffle. So I'm making sure Misty is doing it for us. So Misty, to be mindful of time, I will have you take over and wrap it up for us. Oh, you're on mute, my friend.
Okay, let's try that again. Okay, can you see the wheel and not eggs?
Yes.
I'm monitored. Okay, cool. All right, here we go. Winner number 1 is Tabitha.
Yay!
Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, number 2. It was a phone number, so I'm not sure who is our phone number.
I'm not sure. They were in our group, but they didn't speak up. So who 360-704.
I think I know who that is. I think that's yeah, that's Amina. She's one of my clients.
That's me.
Amina Clay.
Hello.
Hi, Mina. Congratulations.
Hello, Tabby.
Yay! That's awesome.
Thank you.
Congratulations.
Okay. Well, we will make sure to add those tonight. Congrats, you guys. Have an
Wait,
amazing thing. Oh, sorry. What's that? Oh, sorry. I thought I was cutting someone off. Hope you all have an amazing Thanksgiving. We will regroup next Monday where we are in element 5. It starts to get, well, it really was good, but this is where it really starts to get good, in my opinion. And we start to develop some really good habits. So we will see you all next Monday and enjoy your family time this week. Bye, everybody.
you.